What's going on, everybody? This is Hunter. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today I'm going to take you on a tour of a pretty darn pinkies up highfalutin bunk model. This is the 2025 Venture Stratus 302VBH. That stands for Venture Bunkhouse. And it is pretty darn cool. It's a very, very well-built travel trailer. This is definitely not the least expensive travel trailer out there on the market. I can definitely tell you that. Now, if you're looking for the pricing, I'm going to put a link for Funtown RV down in the description, along with all the access to the specifications. Things like length, height, tank sizes, awning sizes, all that good stuff can be found down there. So make sure you check it out. But again, it's the 2025 Stratus 302VBH, and this is going to come decked out with an auto leveling package. So very interesting. Two 20-pound propane bottles, battery disconnect, 3/4 molded fiberglass front cap as well. But I think Stratus does a great job on the interior. Aesthetically, they are very, very nice looking. Now on the exterior, they do a couple different things. Like, you don't have to just get the white. You can go with a gray. I've also seen a blue and a red. So you can really kind of deck out your personality to however you want. This one's going to be dual axle. You also get an outdoor kitchen. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's get into the fun stuff. Let's have a little bit of a good time. Probably spend 10-15 minutes or so on this. But yeah, you can probably just screenshot that and use that QR code to go get some more information as well. You got the weather shield. That's going to be basically a forced heat into the underbelly, so a little bit more of a kind of a weather guarded camper, a little bit better insulation for you. But I love that accent lighting. I like how the kitchen is right over here as well. But I mean, what do you guys think about this decor? I just think it is super sharp. The disposition of this floor plan too is pretty darn neat, with the fact that you get a slide out over here, about 5'6" or so for slide height. It's not the biggest slides in the world, but you do have a 12-volt refrigerator. And then Thomas Paine, he's got Mighty Fine Furniture. This is going to have heat and massage mode with USB. And then you also have the cup holders with the USBs and the regular outlets there too as well. But you flip it around, it's going to be directly across from your TV. So really good viewing angle of the TV. And you have the dinette. And the cool thing about the dinette is not only can you drop it down for extra sleeping, but you see, like, right here on this little track system, let's just say if you got, your fat Aunt Betty sitting over here, and then you got, your skinny Uncle Kyle, right there. You can, kind of cater it to whichever way that it needs, so it can slide around and about for you. But I also think it's pretty cool to have this little storage section. It also kind of breaks up the floor plan a little bit and kind of corrals you into the space. On a rainy day, I think this would be a pretty suitable camper. I also like how you have outlet there too as well, and then your speaker over there on the wall. But the TV is going to be on a little bit of a swivel here, so you can, move it along however that you would like. I don't think it's necessary in this, but you do have it. And then you got a place where you can put, little, books or plants or whatever. Now, the bunk model on this is, one, you get some extra storage, but they're also the double over double corner cutout bunks. And what I like about this is they're using the heftier version of it. So 500-pound weight capacity. And I'm a firm believer, if you're not skimping out on things like the bunk integrity, you're probably not skimping out on the rest of the camper too. I think that speaks to, what they are doing a little bit. That might be going off on a tangent, but most of these bunks are 300 pounds. So to add in a little extra money into the bunks, are nice. I mean, two full-size adults, could sleep in there, which is nice. Solar charge controller right here up against the wall with your USBs. And then you can also control the heat and AC here too as well. You're also going to get things like your porcelain foot flush throne. Now the bathroom, nothing fantastic, but also nothing awful either. I mean, this is not a fifth wheel. It's going to be a travel trailer, but you have a 36 by 36 basin here, and you have a little privacy curtain, obviously, so that way people aren't, looking at you while you're doing your thing. But I'm 6 feet tall, 293 pounds. You can see I fit in here just fine, but you're only about 6'2", 6'3" into the head height. So if you are taller, this might not work for you. But a lot of RVs probably won't work for you if you're, over 6'3", I can tell you that. Place for your soaps and your shampoos. The toilet's in a just fine position. Don't even need to sit in that. But you also got a mirror to check out the old bowling gun, baby. I also like the countertop space. I also like how you have places for, other little, more storage, access to your plumbing, stainless steel bowl as well. And then the Suburban on-demand hot water heater. The control for that's located right there. So as long as you have propane, you have a really nice heat source going on for you. And then, I mean, look at that. It's just pretty darn sharp. So we already kind of went over this. All the windows open up. All the windows are tinted. All the windows also have the Dracula shade as well. You are able to put this into what I call snuggle mode. So now you're sitting here watching a movie, snuggling up with honey buns. You're good to go. But that's also going to be an emergency exit. So pull, push, and plop. You can get out in a hurry. And I even like how they added in little things right there. I'd put a picture, of me, the wife, and the kids in that if that was, if I owned this RV. Nice size pantry, and I like how you have the adjustable shelving as well, so you can really cater it. If you want it to be a closet with a little bit of food storage, you can do that. You also have the 12-volt refrigerator as well. Where does this thing open at? Down here. And this looks like it's going to be a 12-foot 12-volt refrigerator, I do believe. Actually, it could be a little bit bigger. Let's see if we got it. Oh, it's only, man, really? It's only 10.7 cubic foot. Something about this just looks a little bit bigger. I think maybe that sticker might be wrong, because I'm in a lot of these RVs. I like how that freezer is like that too. I think that's pretty cool. But that'll run off your solar, which I believe this one has 200 watts. The oven is going to have a 3-top burner to whip up all the fixings. And then, of course, you got enough room for like a pizza. I also like the little Venture badging right there too. I think that's pretty cool. You have a light and then a fan right there. You're also going to have, your microwave, big enough for, popcorn, a potato, or possibly a frozen dinner. Real wood for the cabinetry there too as well. And you have the KZ Classic, where you got all of your maintenance schedules right there too, which is nice. Stainless steel undermounted bowl with a little drying doodad. Plus you got the high-rise faucet, whoosh, 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 hitting those dishes from all angles. And then here up underneath, you have room for a trash can. You have your plumbing, which is redirected to give you a little bit more room under here, which I think is a nice little added touch. But you also have a little place where you can put like a little spice rack or something, or a cleaning brush there too as well. Now you could use this, some bar stools, make this an extra place, or you play some cards, play some games, set out some hors d'oeuvres for people down at the campground. You got all the storage. I'd probably turn that into a little Bourbonia style closet. Head height in here too is going to be sitting at about 6'4" or so. And then right as you're walking from the main entrance, this is going to be your control panel. So you do have 12-volt tank heaters. You also have all of your different tank levels right there that you can see. You got your awning light, extension for the slides. And then the bedroom on this, I think, is really nice. The closet is fantastic. Queen size bed, and it looks like you probably have room to get probably like a camper king in there, because you got about 4 inches on one side. Emergency exit, pull, push, and plop. A couple shelves over here, and then overhead storage there too as well. Plus you got some places where you can hang up a jacket or some keys, along with your second Coleman Mach AC. So another 15K AC. So if you guys are down in like Texas or something, or Florida, this will be a more suitable brand for you with the better insulation and all of that. TV backer location located right there. You also have pre-wired for Wi-Fi, outlets, cable, and then you also have another set of tinted windows on both sides. And then the bottom 2 drawers are going to be a little bit larger, but that's what you're looking at for the dresser. Plus you got a little secret storage right there, maybe for like guns or something of that nature. Now this is going to be your closet. And I think this closet, more of them should do this with the shelving down at the bottom. I mean, imagine all the folded clothes that you can have in there, shoes or whatever. You also have outlets on both sides, and then a big hanging bar across the middle. Plus, I think the doors, when they're closed up, would look pretty darn cool. But all right, guys, drop a comment and let me know what you think. Now we're going to head around onto the outside, but first I'm going to see if I can snag a little bit of a thumbnail. One of those has got to work. But this is the 2025 Stratus 302VBH. And now on the exterior, there's a lot to go over, but we'll still do it pretty quick, probably 3-4 minutes. But in case you missed it the first time around, all the specifications, length, height, tank sizes, awning sizes will be down in the description. But most importantly, and there's a link for Funtown. Forgot to mention the, so that way you got someone you can buy a camper from. But you got the dual 20-pound propane bottles, but the auto leveling is pretty darn crazy. And I'll show you the controls right now. I mean, look at that. Extend, retract, power. I mean, who doesn't like having that? You're also going to get a little rock guard right here. Heated and enclosed underbelly. Again, it has those 12-volt heat pads. A little pass-through storage, nothing too crazy. But you do have aluminum frame construction, but you can't see it because it's all buttoned up too. So again, going the extra mile there. And then ducted forced heat to the underbelly. So that's, again, going to help your tanks prevent from freezing, in addition to those tank heaters. Plus, you have the big old awning right there that'll also run off of the solar. The steps flip up into the doorway, and then you got a 25-mile-per-hour wind friction hinge door with the slingshot and the screen defender. So that'll help you keep this thing closed behind you when you want it to. Extra large grab handle, and then you're going to have the Lions Head tires. Those are going to be Goodyear Endurance, and I believe those are going to be 15-inch rims, possibly 16-inch. Let me see here if I can see. Gosh, whenever they put tire shine, I need to bring my glasses with me, but heck, I can't even read the sides of it. I'm sorry. ST225-75 R15. Okay, so 15-inch rims. You also have a little apple juice cracker right there. TV backer location right there, along with your cable and satellite hookups. But you also have a plumbed-in sink, a cast iron grill right here for like your burgers or maybe searing up a steak. I also like how you got some extra room for, you know, extra stuff. Plus, you got enough room for about a 30 rack of Roonski, you know, right in there. On the back bumper, you have a spare tire and a ladder with a 250-pound weight capacity to get on top of your roof. You know, check your seals, check your slides. You're also going to have backup camera prep there too as well, so that way you can see what's going on behind you with some distance markers. You know, I recommend the Furrion S Vision is, you know, probably the go-to for that. Sewage holding tanks right there. And then, you know, it's where you know, obviously you do the dumping. 50 amp connection right here. And then you are eligible to put on a slide topper, which is a piece of awning that goes from there to there and prevents debris from falling on top of the unit. There you go. You get a good little look there of the slide. It was recommended that you guys get to see that. So I want to make sure I am obliging, making life a little bit easier. There's your other dump. You also have your docking station right here, which is basically going to have a outside shower, black tank flush, and a couple bypass valves. Black tank flush, which is going to be a sprinkler system for your poop tank. And then you have your on-demand hot water heater, along with a little storage here up underneath the bed. So you can see that right there. It's also magnet, and they're plastic, but you do have the slam latch doors as well. And this is going to be the back side of that pass-through storage. But all right, guys, I think that about wraps it up. I'm not going to hop over there to get to the other side. But again, my name is Hunter, and this is the 2025 Venture Stratus 302VBH. See ya!